Shabbat Shalom u'Mevarach. May everyone have a peaceful and blessed Shabbat. We're so glad that you joined us tonight in person and online. We're going to celebrate Shabbat together as we celebrate our graduate this year, Casey Miller. And so it's with great joy that we welcome each other and create this sacred space. We begin our service with Hine Matov, found on our supplemental sheets at the top.
Matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad.
We call on that goodness, that sweetness to bring light to our lives as we bring the light of the Sabbath into our spiritual home here. We welcome the Miller family to come up and to help us with kindling our Ner Shel Shabbat, our Shabbat candles, as we rise and we turn to page 2 in our prayer books.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Amen. Mazel tov, we wish you strength. You may be seated. We celebrate new achievements, new beginnings, the newness of a new Shabbat here as we sing new songs to lift ourselves up. Shir L'Adonai, the bottom of the supplemental sheet. The Sabbath with the words Lechadodi, page 20 in our prayer books.
Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Yishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litzchila V'chadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha Ki hi mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri Ki va'orech kumi ori Uri shir daveri Kevod Adonai alayich nigla Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela
Rise and we face the door to welcome the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'tzochola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela
You may be seated as we continue on page 26 with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלם ויתעלה שמי דקדושה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו
Amen. And we rise for the call to worship on page 28.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai lai.
We continue together the top of page 31 with our prayer for evening. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to learn, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech u'shofpecha u'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. We continue with our reading for redemption responsively on page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day
when the nations shall be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
There's a famous quotation from the Jewish intellectual of the 1900s, Echad Ha'am, on the bottom of page 45. It says, more than the Jewish people has kept the Sabbath, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. And this is all too true that we, as a people, we observe and keep the Sabbath through all time to remind ourselves that we need this time together with our families to acknowledge all that has occurred throughout our lives during the week and to give sanctity and meaning to those moments. And so together we recite these words, V'shamru, on page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם berit olam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם berit olam ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim be'er haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם berit olam uvayom hashmi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et Shabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
The Amidah begins in our prayer books on page 46, and we will continue together through page 52. From that point on, you're free to complete the Amidah either using the words in your book that go through page 63, or if you prefer, the words of your own heart. And whenever you feel prepared, you can take a seat and continue with some quiet meditation. Currently, we're on page 46. We rise. Adonai Sefatai Tiftach.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah. It's summer. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Mishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו.
As much as we sing of peace and hope to find peace brought into our world, this next moment is for all those individuals who feel as though their peace is incomplete, who feel as though there's something that they are in need of in this moment, and they're seeking the strength to find it. The ancient Jewish mystics imagined that our world was broken, a shattered vessel, and that this vessel sent pieces of itself all around the world for us to go and try to search out, to find them and to bring them back together, to make them whole and to repair them. When we are concerned and worried that someone in our lives is not well, that someone that we have in our circle of concern is in pain or hurting, how much more so our own sense of peace and wholeness is shattered, is broken. So we as a congregation, we take this moment together collectively to draw into our thoughts, into our awareness, all of those individuals who we know are in need of healing. We think of them now, members of our family, our friends, members of our congregations, perhaps even some of us thinking about our own selves here in this moment. We as a congregation, this Shabbat, we are thinking specifically of Richard Hightow, of Bob Caden, of Sally Keaton, and Sandra Davidson McVitie, of Beth Sohn and Lloyd Suter. If there are others, those who've joined us for this Erev Shabbat are thinking of for this Misha Berach Lecholim blessing, please feel free to add their name at this time. For Kevin. For Bob Caden. For Carol. For all those we mentioned, the many more that go unmentioned, we turn in our books to page 253 as we continue with our prayer for healing. I'm sorry, is that right? 253.
Bekor habracha
is a deeply special thing for us that each year around this time we get to celebrate as we see our children in the congregation grow, and some of them complete the whole course of education that we offer here at Temple Kolami through our religious school, through our high school program. They come back, they help us as madrichim within our school and contribute so much that they learned, and to the younger students, and they look up to them so much so. I know because this student I'm about to call up, when I came here to Temple Kolami 6 years ago, I got to look down to him, but now I have to look up. And while Casey, it has been so fantastic to be able to spend this time here at Temple with you, and we are excited that you've come to be with us tonight as you anticipate your graduation from high school. We want to welcome you at this point to share your thoughts and reflections with us.
It is hard to believe that my time here at religious school has come to an end. I started religious school here when I was in first grade. I came from another synagogue where after a year I didn't know any of the kids in my class. Here I became quick friends with the kids in my class, and I've remained close with many of them today. As a younger student, I learned about basic Torah stories and holiday traditions, and I had my consecration where I decorated a cover for my own Torah scroll, which still sits on my bookshelf today. Some of my favorite memories include the field trips to the matzah factory, the shofar factory, Shalom Street, and historical Jewish Detroit. I also remember planting trees for Tu B'Shvat and looking for kosher hechshers at Whole Foods, and of course the latke competition. I always enjoyed going to the Purim Carnival and winning prizes back when we could win a goldfish. Lo and behold, I ended up winning one in spite of looks from my mom, and as hard as I tried to take care of it, the fish did not make it. I couldn't wait to be in the high school program so I could help run the games. I always had fun dressing up and working in the prize room with Ben and Nathan. A big part of the Hebrew school experience here is having your bar or bat mitzvah. During the time I studied for mine, I had the opportunity to work with 2 different rabbis and a multitude of members from the nearby Jewish community. After my bar mitzvah, I still chose to be involved in religious school. I got to come in on Sunday mornings to be a madrich and help with the younger kids. Then in the evenings, I came back for my own class. We talked about more than holidays and traditions. We had actual discussions about current events, social justice, and the Jewish perspective about them, in addition to our own perspectives. My time here at religious school has not only been about education. I have met many people here and have enjoyed friendships that extend beyond Temple. Family trips for robotics with the Ernests, even though we were on separate teams, in addition to rock jumping and mountain biking with Max Gorman. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend time with kids who are older than me. I'm not sure if I would have been as involved in BBYO if it weren't for Elise and Noah, who would encourage me to check it out and let me hang out with them and their friends. I have tried to recruit others as well, and I've even rallied Elan to join my chapter. Religious school is not just about religion, it's about the community. We have had opportunities to go out into the world and to create change. I participated in Mitzvah Day for many years, doing things like making blankets for dogs and food packages for Yad Ezra. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the rabbis and religious school teachers and administrators for teaching me and supporting me for the last 12 years. Thank you.
I'll have you stay up here for
okay.
just a minute. He deserves a round of applause. You are a bit taller, a lot taller. There's this understanding that when we offer blessings in these moments, it's not about a sense of what you've done or where you've come from. It's about the kind of person that you are. And that God looks to help lift us up so that we can be the best people possible for us ourselves. The ways that you've presented yourself from robotics back while you were studying for your bar mitzvah to the way that you now lead in your BBYO chapter You are someone that your peers now look up to, as you've been lifted and raised here. And so we want to see that you continue to find inspiration from your roots that you got here at Temple Kolami, but it continues to lead you upward towards great things. I have something special that I'll give you as the first of gifts, my gift to you, that as you embark on the next chapter of your journey, that doors open for you, that people take notice of you as you come in, that you find blessings through all the halls that you enter. And so I'm giving you a mezuzah that you can take with you for when you get your own home, for when you have to put something up on the door, you have it already right there.
Thank you.
In this moment, I want to offer you the same blessing as you go forth on your way that we offered you as you became a bar mitzvah, that you should continue to be filled with a sense of wholeness from this, the threefold benediction that was recited way back long ago, from the time that our people used to visit in the temple in Jerusalem to the very present day, where we look to see each person as an individual to inspire and to lead us. And so, Casey, we are so delighted to share this moment of blessing with you. We'll say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikunecha, may God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasemlecha shalom, may God continue to raise you up. May God bestow upon you in raising you up the greatest of all gifts, the gift of completion, of wholeness, of peace, of shalom. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Oh, do I sit down now?
You can sit down. We'll call you back in a moment. And we're all continuing to be lifted each and every day during this period, the moment here of the Omer, as we count the days, literally drawing ourselves higher and higher to spiritual planes above each day, each week we count. And so we'll go ahead and rise as we continue at the top of our supplemental sheets with the blessing for counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer hayom arba'a asar yamim la'omer shehem Shvuotayim la'omer. Today is the 14th day, which makes 2 weeks of the Omer. We continue into the Aleinu, our concluding section of prayer, page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei tidula le'otzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, u'moshe b'tkaro b'shamayim ima'al, u'shchinatu zo, begavhei meromim, hu Eloheinu Enon, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatu v'torato, v'yadata hayom, v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, ve'al ha'aretz mitachat
ein od. We continue together at the top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the Son of God over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We think of our loved ones, those who have departed this earth, those who we have known and cherished through our own lives, as well as the lives of our friends and neighbors who have been lost, the martyrs of our people who have been a blessing to all people and all people who have brought peace and kindness to the earth. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We as a congregation recognize the yard sites of the following individuals that occur this calendar week: Alfred Berkowitz, Annette Dover, Mary Ehrlich, William Faber, David Falick, Freda Kramer, Samuel Coleman, Miron Mazel, Paula Meyer, Herman Newmark, Bernhard Pepper, Gertrude Rosen, Sylvia Rosenthal, Martin Rosker, Louis Schreiber, Judith Schiffman, Dorothy Sobel, Samuel Topper, Lydia Vischensten, Max Weissman, and Pearl Zeltzer. If there are others, those joining us this Shabbat are thinking of for the Mourner's Kaddish that have not been mentioned yet, please feel free to add their name this time. For Sarah Gressis. For Stephen August. For all those mentioned and the many more that go unmentioned, we rise as we join together in the words of Kaddish Tome in support and solidarity with all those in mourning and all those observing yard sites on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'yomechon u'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei amaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael
ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
And we'd like to mention as well that we are sending our condolences to the Kaplan families, to Jeff and Stephanie and their children for the loss of their daughter Jordan. Her funeral will be on Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Dorfman Memorial Chapel. You may be seated as we welcome our officer, Amy Klein, to share tonight's announcements.
Thank you for everyone joining us this evening. If you are interested in ordering the new High Holy Day prayer book and you have not already done so, please be sure to get your order forms to the temple office by next Friday, May 6th. That's our deadline. We've extended it by 1 week. If you have any questions, please call the temple office. Our very special Artist in Residence weekend is coming. Plan to be here at TKA on May 6th at 6 p.m. when our very special guest, Cantor Rosalie will be here for Shabbat services. We will then have dinner and a bonfire at 7:15, where Cantor will lead us in a sing-along of American and Israeli favorite songs. Also, join us on Saturday, May 7th at 12 p.m. with Cantor when she will lead a lunch and learn titled Free to Be You and Me, creating a safe space for all people. Bring your own lunch, it will not be provided. All of the details are in the weekly email. Calling all young family nature explorers, join Rabbi Gutmann and Annabelle Rains, West Bloomfield Park's naturalist, on May 15th at 10:30 for Forest Cats. We will explore animal life cycles with children aged 0 to 6 and their families. On May 22nd at 10:30, we will study animal classification with children ages 4 through 10 and their families. Be sure to RSVP by May 12th. Space is limited. We're meeting at the back of the Recreation Activities Center located at the
Township area.
right, the township area. Call the office.
Off of Lake Road, just down the street.
Call the office with any questions. Mazel tov to Casey and the Miller family. Shabbat shalom.
We have more special presentations to offer to you, Casey, from the temple, and so we welcome our religious school director, Melissa Mesa, and Casey back to the Bima.
Why, hello there. Hello. So on behalf of Temple Kolami, we have some more presents for you. Give me a second. So the first gift we got you is your own Hanukkah. Now this is a special one because it is electronic, because I know in most dorm rooms you are not allowed to light fire, but you can still bring the flame and enjoy Hanukkah. So that was an important one. And the other one is a book, because I mean, can't not have enough books. But this is a very special book, because this book will help you with everything you've already learned in religious school, because I know you know everything you need to know. But in case you forgot something, it's in this book. So we want to congratulate you, and we know that it's a big bag. And we know that you are going to go a long way, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you're going to go in the future.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Final test here. Kiddush? Good, step on over. We rise, page 5 in our prayer books. Let's help them out with the Kiddush. Go ahead and raise the cup of wine, Casey.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher nisiyan mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. Hamotzi lechem. Drink. I thought you would already drink. L'chaim.
We continue with the blessing over bread. Hamotzi.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread.
Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'teavon mazel tov. Mazel tov. You may be seated as we celebrate this moment of passing. We offer a blessing to Filat HaDerech, the blessing for the road.
May you be blessed as you go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.